everyone. Today I want to do a review on Lego set 75107, which builds a Jango Fett. It's recommended for ages 7 to 12, and it has 85 pieces. Since I'm not writing a blog, I'm going to do some of the boring stuff. The UPC is 673419239776, and the item number is 6117501. The figure is 10 inches, and here we go. And this is his back. Now, it didn't take too long to build him. It was about an hour, tops. Pretty easy to build, except I sometimes find with diagrams that sometimes they're a little confusing. Sometimes it seems like they do some steps out of order that, there's some steps they do later they should have done earlier. And sometimes I also can't tell, they'll have these pieces, like in this set, there's small blue rods and there's one big blue rod. And when I couldn't really distinguish the two in the diagrams, so what happened is I wound up using a small blue rod for his chest piece early on. And then when it came time to do the guns, I was a piece short. And it turned out I had used the wrong piece. So then I had to go back, and the guns are done towards the end. And so I had to go back. It wasn't really that big of a deal, but then I had to take off the chest piece and get the blue rod out and put it in the gun, and then put the correct blue rod in the chest piece. The chest area was actually, I found, very confusing as far as instructions. So that was a bit of a difficulty. One thing you'll want to know with this, it's a little confusing because it's backwards for me. With some of the or Lego pieces, not chess pieces, they put numbers inside of them so you can differentiate them, because there's a lot of pieces that look similar, but they're a little bigger or smaller than other pieces. Now, why I was disappointed in him is that, I did the General Grievous first, and in comparison, Grievous has heavier Legos. It was a lot sturdier when I was building him. This guy, the Legos are lighter, and, he was not quite as sturdy on his feet, so when I was putting him together, a lot of times he would fall, which I didn't have the problem with that with Grievous. But I believe there is a big price difference between these two, at least $10, possibly even $20. I'm not sure. I kind of recall that Grievous was a lot more expensive, and at the time I was kind of wondering why, but now after getting this guy, I do understand. There is a big difference in quality. Now, what this guy does have going for him, even though he's not as impressive in looks and, and quality, is that where Grievous is more kind of for display, this guy can actually do stuff. One thing is that, you got his guns, and they can be removed. They can go in his hand, on both sides too. You can go in his hands, or you can choose to holster them like this. Now, you can't really see it too well, I don't think, but there's this little brown piece that you can stick the gun to. So that's one thing that he can do. And then there's his rocket, which you can actually use it as a projectile. And of course, Lego has a lot of warnings about not letting it hit you in the head, or swallowing it, or hitting you in the eye. But so you see, so you can do that. So that's kind of cool. And then he's got this little swordy part here too. And of course, he's a little bit easier to move than maybe Grievous is. Grievous is a little stiffer, and so yeah. But so he's very posable. So it was a lot of fun to build him. They've got other sets which they show on the bottom. You can build well, is it Luke Skywalker or Anakin? I can't tell. I think it's Anakin, but I'm not sure. You can build Darth Vader. You can build Obi-Wan. And then there's Commander Cody. I think I might like to get a Commander Cody pretty soon. If I do another one of these, I'll probably do Commander Cody. These, though, I really do like doing these. You know, for one thing, it's a little more interesting with the little parts than the squares. You know, the usual square bricks you're accustomed to. But what's nice about these is that I kind of like these sets where I can build them in one day. And I don't have to leave messes out on my table because, you know, a lot of times I'm busy, I need to do other things, and I need that space, and, you know, I don't like it. My feelings about jigsaws and Legos are pretty much the same. I like, you know, small sets that I can build in one day and, you know, then get it out of the way. So that's what was nice about this. So I hope you've enjoyed my review, and stay tuned for more videos.